Hello and welcome to the School Board Report. I'm Brandon Jackson and joining me today is School Board President Jeff Barone. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
In the wake of the Florida school shooting, safety in the schools is on the mind of people all across the country. And here in Boardman is no different. What do you say to parents who ask about safety of Boardman schools?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is that we're always working on school safety. We do have some physical protections in place. We have some doors that have mag locks. We have created some man traps whereby people can get in the first door but not the second door until they're verified. We use something called the Raptor system where we can run a background check using their driver's license. And we also employ school resource officers. We have a resource officer in the high school at Glenwood Junior High and Center Intermediate School, as well as a resource officer that floats between the elementary schools. These officers know our schools, they know our hallways, our layout, they know our staff. But probably the most important thing is relationship building with our students. It's very important to listen. It's important to monitor Facebook, of course, in today's social media age. We do have some mental health programs in place, and we pay particularly close attention to any type of bullying that goes on. But I think this is maybe where I would make the ask to not only the parents and the guardians of our students, but to the community as well. If you see something that causes concern, please say something. Help us protect our students.
The last few weeks have been particularly full of milestones and accomplishments for the Boardman schools. School records, Division I Swim Coach of the Year, a visit by NFL football player and Spartan alum Corey Lindsley, and the last home game of basketball for this year. As a board member, you must be proud of all the recent accolades.
Boy, it was a busy month. I guess I would start with my third grade science teacher at Stadium Drive, a gentleman by the name of Terry O'Halloran. Terry O'Halloran, as you said, was just named the Division I High School Swim Coach of the Year. I think Terry's been to state 19 years in a row. I think he has 18 All-American swimmers and he had 4 state champs. I think that's an amazing career. Also like to point out our Quiz Bowl team that has won 57 matches in a row. Also won the Mahoning League title recently. Over this past weekend, and I don't think they've lost a match since 2014.
Wow.
Our chamber symphony orchestra also scored straight ones down in Columbus again. I believe that was 45 years of scoring at the top of the rate scale there. We had an alumni, Anthony LaMarca, win a Grammy for his work with his band War on Drugs. I think he won that for Album of the Year. Very proud of him. My one takeaway with Corey Lindsley coming to the school was he didn't stop smiling from the time he walked in to the time he left, and I could say the same thing about our football coach, Joe Ignazio. But a lot of people smiled because Corey was there. He's just a good person, and we were happy to have him. Shout out to the basketball team because our varsity team got a little behind early, and then they poured it on and they were relentless, and we came away with a victory. So very proud of them, and of course proud of Ben Berkey for qualifying for state with bowling. So lots of things going on, a lot of good things.
In January, the board voted to put a $4.9 million emergency levy on the ballot in May. Can you explain what put the district in this position?
Well, let me be clear. You and I would not be entertaining this question if Columbus didn't hold back over $10 million in funding to Boardman schools. The state funding formula does not work for Boardman schools. They have identified us as a capped district. We are the only capped district in Mahoning Valley. Columbus sees us as property rich, even though we're very income average here. To break it down for you, I think their funding formula for most districts in the Mahoning Valley, they would have had to pay us a little over $13 million. Instead, we've been capped at $9 million. That deficit didn't just apply to this year, it's been happening over the years. So I guess my takeaway for you is that we did not spend our way into this situation. And we certainly don't feel that we can cut our way out of it without some help from the community. So I look at the administrators and the teachers and the work we do here and the tradition we have here at Boardman Schools, and I will absolutely be supporting that. I think it's very important to the community.
And how much would that cost the average homeowner?
A little bit less than $17 a month on a home value of $100,000.
And what are people asking you? Are there any misconceptions out there?
You know, I wouldn't exactly say it's the top misconception, but the stadium has come up a couple times. I think it's important to know that the stadium has not, I repeat, has not been funded by the taxpayer. It's been private funding from a lot of very giving people in the community and companies.
I understand State of the Schools meeting is being planned in March. Can you tell us about that?
You know, we're going to pour our hearts out to the community. It's very, very important that we be transparent and truthful in front of the community and kind of explain the situation that we're in and answer their questions. So I would strongly advise folks to take some time away from their families on that evening and come to the meeting and task us with some questions and some concerns that you might have.
If there's one message you could make sure people took away in regards to the levy, what would that be?
One message, I guess the message is we've been fiscally responsible. And when I say we, I mean it goes back to people that have worked very hard for this school district over many, many years. Again, we didn't spend our way into this. The state's kind of cut their way into this, and you know what, folks, they're going to have us pay for the school system that we want. So that's probably the one takeaway I can have there.
Thank you, Ms. Barone, for being here today. The next regular school board meeting is Monday, March 26th at Market Street Elementary. I'm Brandon Jackson for BSTN. Have a great day, Spartans.